What is going on, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of Tropic Talks. I think this is episode 4. Today we have some very major activity going on out here in the Gulf of Mexico that really needs to be discussed, as we're going to be talking about the potential to see Tropical Storm Alberto by the end of this week. So, let's go ahead and dive right into it by looking at the National Hurricane Center's graphic here. They have issued a code red. There is a 70% chance of this turning into a tropical cyclone with tropical depression strength or greater within the next 48 hours here. This little disturbance out here that is currently along the east coast of Mexico. Now, if this does develop, it's likely that it will head northward and dump some very heavy rainfall in portions of South Texas, maybe also increase the gusty winds out there, so we'll see what happens with that. And then we've got ourselves another disturbance to watch out here as well that has a 30% chance to form in the next 7 days. It's going to be heading for the southeast coastline soon, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at what the GFS is saying for this, right? So we'll go ahead and put my camera up here. So we can see we got a lot of tropical moisture out there right now in the Gulf, but as we go into later this week, tomorrow, we can see that we have a very high potential to have a tropical cyclone here, potentially trying to make landfall somewhere in southeastern Texas that we'll definitely have to watch out for. Now, does this get to tropical disturbance strength, or does it remain just an ordinary cluster of tropical thunderstorms? That's just the big question, isn't it? I mean, it's going to have the potential to. It's going to be about a 1,000 millibar low at landfall there in southeast Texas, but is it going to be strong enough to be considered a tropical disturbance, meaning it has 39 mile per hour or higher winds with it? We don't know. We'll have to see, okay? Now, we can also see our other disturbance out here, all right? This is going into Friday, all right? We can see our disturbance approaching the southeast coast there, and then by Saturday, actually, it kind of takes a little bit of a turn north here towards southeastern North Carolina, so we'll have to watch out for that. Out of these two disturbances, I'd say the one that's more likely to not only become tropical depression strength or greater, but also to make landfall would be our one down here, kind of in the Gulf of Mexico, right? So the Bay of Campeche area, that whole region. We got to watch out over the next several days, mainly for the entirety of this week, really. So again, that's going to pull some more tropical moisture into portions of central Texas. So we'll have to watch out for that. I think the main threat's going to be the heavy rainfall and flooding rains. But anyway, moving on to the Z500 vortices wind. So basically what we're going to be looking for out here is we're going to be looking for a little red dot with a bunch of these little isobars wrapping around it. And as you can see, we do definitely have that there. There's our little tropical disturbance as of Tuesday, and it still shows it, though I'll admit a little bit weaker as we go into Wednesday here, as it again is showing to make landfall here in far southeast portions of Texas, areas like Corpus Christi. Again, it's a pretty weak signature overall, but is it going to be tropical depression strength or greater? That's the question. Now, we can also see our other little tropical system out here by Thursday. This actually has a decently impressive signature, but as it heads westward here, we can see it make landfall in southeastern North Carolina as, again, potentially a very weak tropical cyclone, okay? Now, finally, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the 500 millibar height anomalies. What we're going to be looking for here are these little blue dots that try to separate from these big blue dots, these big blue blobs rather, right? So as we can see, we do have one of those, all right, on Wednesday, whenever our little tropical disturbance here in southeast Texas is expected to make landfall. We do have a very small blue dot there, so we'll have to watch out for that, see what that actually is. Again, could be a very weak tropical cyclone, could just be ordinary tropical moisture. We'll just have to wait and see. And then even going like all the way into this weekend, the GFS here is really not showing much of a signature for our little system here that's going to make landfall in southeastern North Carolina. And the reason that is because look at all this red, all right? This red is not what we want to see if we were wanting to see a hurricane make landfall, all right? This massive ridge here is basically going to try and keep this little tropical cyclone from developing, and it's going to actually even try to, even if it does develop, try to keep it outside of, the southeast coast here. So we'll see what happens with that. That's going to be it for today. Sorry, this is a little bit of a more messy episode. I had a lot to go over, and I'm still recovering from yesterday. If you don't know, I was a little bit sick, but anyway, thank you all for tuning in. We will be back here next week covering more, and if there's a tropical disturbance landfall or greater, or sorry, a tropical depression landfall or greater, then we will be live here all day covering it on this channel. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.